In the first two videos, I stated that the standard form of a trinomial is ax squared plus bx plus c. This is important because before you can factor a trinomial, it has to be in standard form. So given the example, x squared plus 8 plus 6x, hopefully you will notice this is not in standard form. All we have to do, however, is rearrange our terms and write x squared plus 6x plus 8. And we can do that by the commutative property of addition. Now that it's in standard form, we can ask ourselves what multiplies to be 8 and adds to be 6. So let's list the factors of 8. So 1 and 8 and 2 and 4. I did not list the negative factors because I want it to add to be a positive number. So 1 plus 8 is 9 and 2 plus 4 is 6. So we know that 2 and 4 are our factors, and we write x plus 2 times x plus 4. Let's try another one that's similar. 4x plus x squared minus 32. Again, we notice that this is not in standard form, so we move our x squared to the front, plus 4x minus 32. And now we can factor. What are the factors of negative 32 that add to be positive 4? 1 and 32 is not going to work, and neither is 2 and 16. However, let's try 4 and negative 8, and negative 4 and positive 8. 4 plus a negative 8 is negative 4, and negative 4 plus 8 is a positive 4. So we know that this is our factor, and we write x minus 4 times x plus 8. Now let's look at a different kind of an example. Given the problem, negative 2x squared plus 20x minus 32. Notice how this is a negative 2 in front of the x and not an invisible 1. So our first job is to see if we can make a equal 1. And we ask ourselves, can a 2 be factored out of each of these terms? Can I factor a 2 out of 20 and a 2 out of 32? And yes, I can. So let's factor out a negative 2, and that leaves us with x squared minus 10, because we took a negative out, and then plus 16. Now this is set up in a trinomial that we recognize, and we ask ourselves, what multiplies to be 16 and adds to be negative 10? So let's list the factors of 16. 1 and 16 are not going to work. However, negative 2 and negative 8 may, and negative 4 and negative 4. Again, I listed the negative factors because I want it to equal a negative number. So negative 2 plus negative 10 is 8 is negative 10, and negative 4 plus negative 4 is negative 8. We know that negative 2 and negative 8 are our factors. So we keep this negative 2 out here in front, and then we write x minus 2 times x minus 8. Let's look at another similar example. Given x to the third plus 15x squared plus 44x. Notice how this is x to the third and not x squared. So we need to ask ourselves, can I factor an x from all three terms? And because this 44 is multiplied to an x, yes, I can. So let's factor out an x, which leaves us with x squared plus 15x plus 44, a simple trinomial that we're used to factoring. So we ask ourselves, what multiplies to be 44 and adds to be 15? 1 and 44 is not going to work, and neither is 2 and 22. But 4 and 11 do add to be 15, and so we know that those are our factors. So we write x times x plus 4 times x plus 11. So given a trinomial, make sure that it is always in standard form before you factor. And if a is greater than 1, always see if something can be factored out of all three terms.